Feeling today?
Not that much good, but yeah, quite well actually. Need 1 or 2 days to get up to the mark actually. So today what we will do, we will go with the lab with the practicals and we will deploy one server as a
Hmm.
delivery controller along with other Citrix core components. Okay. So
Hmm.
now just give me a minute, someone calling me. Okay, can you hear me? Hypervisor, like my remote server. Hmm. So this is my remote server, and in my remote server, what I have done, this is my hypervisor.
So today we are going to install delivery controller
And other core components. Okay, like studio, director, license server, along with delivery controller on a single machine. Okay,
okay.
but in production, you will find separate servers for the separate components. For in production, you will always find, like in Citrix profile or Citrix production, you will find Gen server as an hypervisor everywhere. So this is our hypervisor, and this is a bare metal one. And I installed that hypervisor on directly on the physical server and
Okay. So
domain controller. And from my domain controller, I have added my, you are working on like VMware ESXi. So for VMware ESXi, what you have to do, you have to open the web browser and you have to put some IP address over here, right? And with that IP address, you will be able to manage your VMware ESXi in hypervisors. So click on add a server. You have to put the IP of your hypervisor. So this is my IP. Username will be the root. Why? Because these are the Linux flavor hypervisors. Like it could be like VMware or any hypervisor. So all are on very light operating systems in Linux flavor. So let me enter the password for root user. Click on add. So it will sync up with the hypervisor. And in production, you will find Gen server 01, 02, 03 up to n numbers of hypervisor as per the VDI account. Okay. So but at least two hypervisors should be there for high availability, right? Minimum two, and there is no limit for the maximum. Okay.
Mhm.
So simply here with Windows Server 2022. So to install any operating system in hypervisor, like to create any virtual machine, we have two ways. Like one is the traditional way. In traditional way, what you have to do, you have to click on the new virtual machine. Then you have to select the flavor like Windows Server. Click on next. Then you have to give some name to this machine. Then next. Then you have to install ISO media, that Windows Server. Where it is? Here it is. Then next. Then that is the hardware resources. It is showing like 28 GB of RAM is available on Gen Server 01. You can select the hypervisor. In our case, we are having only one hypervisor, but in production, you will get a list, okay, with the available resources. Click on next. Then you can decide the CPU and memory for this machine. 2 GB, 4 GB. If you want to increase, you can increase it as per the requirement. Next, then storage, you can select. If you want to increase the storage, click on edit. You can increase it from here like 32 to 60 GB or 100 GB, whatever is required. Click on cancel for now. Click on next, next, and finish. So now from CD DVD, that is the basic traditional method, right? IT guys, right? We do not have that much of time. Like we cannot waste 20 or 30 minutes in OS installation, right? So
Mhm.
what it will ask, it will ask you to create the partition, then it will load the windows, then you have to, set up the user account, select multiple things, right? These are the traditional method, right? So we are not going to, I'm just showing you how to create virtual machines in this console, but I'm not going to continue with that. Like here you have
No,
to
I know,
select.
how it will continue. I know, I have done it in the past. Yeah, this I know.
So I'm simply shutting down this machine. This is just for demonstration only, okay? And I'm deleting this machine. Method. Then what I did, I simply powered off that machine. I right click on that. For an example, that is a machine what we have created with the traditional method, right? So simply power it off, right click, and from here you can convert it to a template. So it will create a template, whatever the current status of that machine, okay? Like whatever application you have installed, whatever you have done, it will create a template. So I already created that template. Simply right click, click on a quick create. So you can see one machine is creating now. If I click on the console, so you will see within 20 to 30 seconds, our virtual machine will be ready with the OS machine, right? So let's make it DC for delivery controller, and DC01 I already do have that host name. So let's make it Citrix DC. I do not want any conflict here. So
No, let's see Citrix
it's a delivery controller. You can type
delivery
CDC,
control.
Citrix. That is the
Citrix.
only reason na, why we type here CTX.
Okay.
So
Correct.
click OK.
Okay.
So now you can see this is a machine, and this machine is now powered on, right? So simply
Oh.
you can send control at delete, and the template what I've created with the local administrator account, right? So
Yeah. So tell me one thing. Okay, bare metal machine.
Mhm.
On top of that bare metal machine, what you have done is
I
okay,
directly
on
installed
your
Citrix
on your
hypervisor as
device.
an operating system.
No, on your device, first of
Mhm.
all, on your device you have installed Zen Center, correct?
No.
Hmm?
Gen
On your
server,
own
no?
device. No.
Look,
Okay.
look, let me show you. So what I have done actually, two physical servers are there, okay?
Okay.
So this one is domain controller,
Okay.
and this one is my hypervisor, the bare metal hypervisor, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
in
Hmm.
this in this domain controller, like domain controller, I have taken a remote of domain controller, okay? In my domain
Okay.
controller, I have installed Gen Center, okay? The GUI tool.
Yes. So now what you are sharing, the device, the desktop, what it is
Mhm.
showing, it is your domain controller. You have
Yes,
logged into that domain controller
yes.
operating system, Windows operating system
Yes,
server.
yes. In my
On
domain
that, you have
controller,
installed Zen
Gen
Center.
Center, and with the Gen Center, I have added my bare metal hypervisor, and I am
Bare metal
managing my bare
hypervisor.
metal hypervisor with the Gen Center. So this is a remote machine, and this is
Correct.
the machine which is in my local area network. So
That
my
you are accessing it through Zen Center.
yeah, Gen Center with the help of my domain controller. Okay.
Correct.
Why?
Correct.
Because
Correct.
I need some Windows machine to install that application.
So
Right?
in the real time, it could be any desktop also. I mean, my company provided laptop also can be done.
Yes. Any
My
Windows
company
machine.
level laptop,
Yes. But
on
it
my
should be joined
company
into
provided laptop,
yes. But that machine it should be on to the
join
same
to
network.
that same network or the domain.
Yes.
On currently client provided laptops, Zen server.
Yes.
Okay. Now, uh, is there a situation where we'll have to create they'll get you a hypervisor, and on top of it you will have to install Citrix operating system, something like that.
Come again.
Okay,
What you are asking?
to create the Zen server,
Mhm.
itself you will have to create, for example, that situation will be there.
No, they guys are having their own.
Hmm?
Yeah,
I don't have to create that.
you might have to do that, but that will be a new project requirement, right? If they need some expansion in current infra, right?
Okay.
And if their
Uh-huh.
hypervisors are overutilized, in that case you have to guide them. It is a simple operating system, just like we install Windows 7 or 10 na. It is same like that, but it is in Linux flavor, right?
Okay.
Have
For
you
that
ever?
you will have to use for that you will have to use some Linux commands to install that OS.
Nah, simply mount the ISO media and it will. I will share one video with you how to install that OS. Okay, I have created that one.
Okay, okay, okay,
Okay, it
okay,
is very simple. You just have to select few options, but you cannot use mouse at that screen. Whatever you have to do,
okay.
you have to do with your keyboard. Okay.
So you have any only videos? If you have documents with screenshot and all that, that will be
Look, document creation it will take time, right? But
okay.
video is a very if I have to create the document, na, so
When you have designed multiple things,
I have
some people,
look,
somebody will, some client will ask, na, give me the installation procedure and
no,
all.
like how we are installing.
Okay,
Why? Because
okay.
whenever you are taking any project from any company, na, so that will be your responsibility to manage that project technically to provide the support.
Hmm.
Okay. So client, these guys are not the technical guys. Sorry. Okay, so coming to the point, so let me make it full screen. So our first task is to join this machine into our domain, right? So I will keep the same host name like CTS, WPDC, whatever we have given to this machine. Okay.
So yeah, once connecting to the hypervisor, we have created a clone of, okay, you have a template over there.
Mm-hmm.
You have created the clone of that template. You
Mm-hmm.
have created one more server. On
Mm-hmm.
that, we are going to join this device to the domain. Is it
Yes, we are going to join this machine into our domain.
domain? Okay.
So simply my domain is techamtech.com, and let me enter the credential CTX admin. So this credential you will find. I will give you the. Okay, so machine it is now into a domain. Click OK. Click on close and restart this machine. Hmm. Okay, so now let me log. Always we remember whatever the operation we have to perform with our domain user accounts, right? We cannot use local admin account. So I simply logged in with that admin account. And now, so to do the same, sorry. So am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so to do the same, we will get single package from Citrix, which is known as Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop ISO Media. Okay, and you can mount that ISO media to the virtual machine. So I am selecting that, and let me
So
maximize it.
this will be downloaded from the Citrix website, is it?
Yes, and I have
Okay,
mapped
this
it
is
over. But
yes,
I
yes.
already downloaded it. But that is a stable one, na? So I will go with the stable one, or else I have to download new ISO files, right?
The previous, I mean the old.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you now. What happened?
There might be some network glitch. Okay. So, in your case, what you have to do, you have to upgrade it from older one to the latest one, right? Or whatever the
Yeah,
requirement.
right.
maybe I'm not sure about the date. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft releases, the Citrix and the Microsoft releases these days,
Mm-hmm.
they are coming based on that.
So we
That
will upgrade that infra to the latest one.
correct,
So you will
correct,
get some idea. Okay.
correct.
Okay. So File Explorer, then this PC. This is the installer file. Simply right click, click on install. So right now we are just deploying the infra. We are not upgrading it. We will upgrade it. Okay. Click yes. So in Citrix, like when it to deliver applications or to deliver desktop, but in virtual apps and desktop, you can create one server to deliver both the things. Are you getting this?
Okay, this is with the latest versions, right?
Yeah, latest version. But you can create a separate server as well to deliver applications. But in our case, what we have to do, we have to learn both the things, how to publish application and desktop both. Okay. So we will go with the second option. But in case you have to create a server to deliver applications only, you can go with the first option, right? But in our case, we will go with the second one. Okay.
Okay, now question, Mahesh. See, the thing is, sorry, I'm trying to parallelize everything
Mm-hmm.
with what could be there in the customer's environment. In
Mm-hmm.
the customer environment, since they were using with versions which is older than
Mm-hmm.
2018,
Mm-hmm.
they might have only servers which is serving apps and only they might have installed only virtual apps on couple of few of the servers and virtual desktop on couple of a few of the servers.
Right.
So, now when we are designing it,
Look for the possibilities. Like if some legacies are there now, so we have to continue with the legacy. And for the migration only. Okay. In future, you can guide them like you can destroy this application server and you can merge that application server with the desktop servers. Okay, that kind of R&D you can test after migration. Okay,
because
already have 400 user license, right?
huh, huh,
And they are having 300 or 350 connections at a peak. So do not try to touch the infra like in that deep, right? Do not try to play with that, and you have to provide the support. And in future, like in next financial years, right? Whenever things will be the stable in future, right? After the migration, then you can guide them for further plans, not right away. Okay,
okay, okay,
so we'll go with the second one, because new deployment is not a difficult task, but migration is always difficult. Why? Because you do not want to interrupt your existing infra. So
mm,
here, as you can see in this, we are having multiple core components available, like delivery controller, virtual delivery agent that we will configure later when we will be preparing the master images. And along with delivery controller, what we will do, we will install director, license, and studio on a same machine. These three. Storefront, we will create a separate server, and print server. It's totally up to your client, but that is a additional like paid facility, okay, from Citrix. So whenever you will get some more details from your client, like what if they are
what are their
using,
print solution?
yeah, so and if they are using any session recordings for BDI console, so these are the some additional things, okay, so that we will cover in January, means as per the client requirement, right?
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
select the delivery controller. Perfect, accept the license. Now as I told you, along with delivery controller, Citrix Studio is must, because to manage delivery controller you need some GUI tool. So
Yes,
if I uncheck this now, you will see this component must be installed at least on single machine, right? So that is a
yeah,
console. You cannot manage any server without any console, right? So you have to
yeah,
select this one. Director, you can uncheck. License server is must. Why? Because you must we needed one license server to allocate licenses. Okay. So
okay,
in production, you will find Studio on delivery controller for sure. But director and license server, it will be on different machines or different virtual machines. Okay.
Okay.
Click on next. Now,
So we are putting license also here only. Okay.
yes, we have to manage our hardware resources now.
So
We can
storefront and the storefront and there's one more server, right? Storefront and
Netscaler.
Netscaler. We will install it later.
Yes. We will configure different servers for them. Okay. Now, along with the core components, we need one database. Okay, to keep the records, right? So
Mhm.
in this package only you will find Microsoft SQL Server, but in production you will find some SQL team, right, who will be managing your SQL Server, right? So
Yeah.
in production you have to ask them, if you want to create new database in SQL Server, you have to ask them to create new database, right? And they will give you some path to connect your like that will be already there, like Microsoft SQL Server, it should be there, right? But in our case
Yeah.
we are installing that SQL Express on a this machine only, right? So
Yeah.
but in production you will find and separate team, you have nothing to do with the SQL Server. Okay, you are not responsible to manage the database. Why? Because we are not the DBA guy, right?
Mm.
And this is very important, like Windows remote assistance tool. Why? Because this feature, it is from Microsoft and it is required for shadowing the VDI session. Means whenever any user logged into VDI and user is facing any issue, so what you can do with the help of this tool, you can simply shadow end user screen. Okay, and you can advise or guide end user with the possible troubleshooting steps. Okay, why? Because sometimes there is a scenario like user will be able to launch the virtual machine, right? But user are unable to open Outlook or Teams or any other, like any application is getting crashed or whatever the reason, right? So for those, to fix those, you like user end screen, it should be visible to you, right?
Yeah.
So click on next. Okay, this machine has less than 5 GB of RAM. Okay, one more important thing, like to configure the delivery controller, at least 5 GB of RAM is required. Okay, at least this is a minimum requirement, right? So
Mm.
I think let me check how many memory I allocated to this machine. I think we can get it from here. Oh, it's 4.9 GB. Okay, no worries. So what I can do, I can click on I understand. So installation, it will be continue. Okay, and these are the port numbers, like for delivery controller TCP 80443, license servers, and for the director, right? So you can select these options like automatically, like if you are using Windows Firewall. So you can select that option, and during the installation these port numbers, it will be automatically opened into the Windows Firewall during the installation. But if you are not managing the firewall, if you want to perform that activity manually on, if you are using any physical firewall, in that case you have to ask your network team to open these port numbers for proper functionality, right? But in every organization, Windows, and these firewall port number, it will be opened in this machine only, in delivery controller, not into the entire network. Okay, so that you
Okay.
are
So in the real time environment, you will have to open it manually, yeah?
no automatically only.
Automatically only. Okay.
Yeah. Next, so here is a summary what we have selected. That will be our installation directory. The prerequisite like Microsoft Visual or SQL Server, then your IIS services and remote assistant tool. After prerequisite installation, it will install the core components, and into the feature installation, it will install this feature, and into the firewall, it will open these port numbers during the installation. Click on install. Now that is very boring, and that installation, it will take somewhere around up to 30 to 40 minutes to complete the entire installation. Why?
Okay.
Because multiple prerequisites will be installed. After that, core components, then post initialization, and that SQL Server installation, it will take some time. Okay. And why is that? Because we are installing multiple things on a single machine. I think in this call, only 4 minutes are remaining. Let's see. Okay, so like you have to log in with the same user account from which you have initiated the installation. Like in our case, our user is this, where it is. From where it will. This user, Citrix admin, okay?
Okay. To you will log into the server with Citrix admin once the login or how is it?
No. This is my server, okay? If I minimize this now, this is my server, remote server, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that this server, let me show you my Active Directory. So this server, it is basically configured for my students, okay? So you can see students, okay? So these are the students who is taking remote of this server like 24/7, day and night, right? And they guys are performing some activities, right? So actually, let me pick any user. Let me, which one I can, let me show you. I'm not sure what password I have given to this user. It will be expired on 30th November, right? Okay, so she had a deadline. So okay, so for an example, right now I logged in with as an admin account. Okay. Now, if I ask my student to log into the same machine, so like use different account. And she will get nothing. Like she will get only few options. If she will try to open the task manager, these operations are restricted, right? So my end user, it will only allow to open this application, Gen Center, and they will connect to my hypervisor. CTX admin, it is a service account with all the privileges, and user cannot take a remote of my that service account. So
Okay, if she log in with her ID also through Zen Center and access this hypervisor,
yes, so
all
in our
all the servers under that hypervisor she'll be able to access, huh?
yes, with CTX admin account,
Mm.
but she cannot take a remote of my main server with CTX admin account. Why? Because this is a service account. So that
Got
account,
it.
it is for my hypervisors only.
But tell me one thing,
Can only open Chrome like Citrix workspace and this lab guide, whatever they had here. This is a lab guide.
correct. But in the real time,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying in the real time, in the client environment.
You can see now that installation is completed. Uncheck this box. Why? Because we do not want to send any data to Citrix for diagnostic. Okay. Click on next.
In the real time also it is the same, huh? We will not send
Yes.
anything to Citrix.
Yes. If you are into the banking sector or any other, the product-based company, so they guys never recommend to send any data. Okay.
Okay.
So you can see Visual SQL like remote assistant delivery. So we have done with the installation. Now, if you click on the start, So you will find Citrix components here like director, studio, license server.
Yeah.
And into the database, we are having SQL Express. Okay, done. We have simply installed delivery controller, studio, director, license server. That's it. We have simply done the installation, right? But
Yes.
as per the network diagram, you can see these component, it should be
Uh,
interconnected, right? Right now, there is nothing is
correct.
connected, right? We simply installed it. That's it. Just next, next, next,
Correct.
next, and installation is finished, right? So now,
Correct.
what we have to do, we have to create the site, right? So when we are creating the site now, we have to map each and every component with the delivery controller, right? So we do not have to map the Active Directory server. Why? Because that delivery controller itself join into our domain, right? So that is already mapped. Map studio, director, then license server and the SQL server. Storefront we will do later on, and we will map our hypervisor to this site only, okay, into this delivery controller. So to do the same, simply launch the studio console, click yes.
Had your breakfast?
I'm unable to do so actually. No, I'm having lots of cough inside, very difficulties in speaking as well. So what I'm planning after site creation now, we will wrap up for the day. I will take some medicines, then we will continue for tomorrow onwards. Okay. So when you open Studio for a first time after the installation, you will get a blank site and you will get three options like to create a new site, to deliver application and desktop to the your end users. Could be a desktop or a server or whatever it is, right? But it should be a physical machine. But if you want to publish the physical machines to your end users over the internet, so in that case you can select this option. And
Okay.
if you already having any existing delivery controller into your site, right? So you can scale up your deployment with this option, right? Is it clear? We are
Connect
having,
this delivery control to existing site.
yeah, for,
Okay, there is an existing site. We are extending this delivery controller to manage that site also.
yes, why? Because for an example, like your existing delivery controller, it is designed to handle 200 connections at a time, right? But
Hmm.
somehow connections are getting increased or users are
Okay.
balancing. So
Okay.
we do not have any existing one. We do not have any physical machine. We are into the virtual world. So we will create our first site. Okay. So select this option.
Hmm.
Now we have to enter the site name. So it could be a office name, uh, home address, company name, whatever you want to give. You can give like, for an example, like we can give like India hyphen HO stand for the head office. Means if you are having multiple sites in country or over the globe, so your naming convention should be identical, right? So you can use any name. Click on next. Now very important. Here what we are going to do, we are going to map our SQL server to a, now it is asking no, sorry, yeah, I'm having kind of headache. Okay, so it is asking to connect the database, right? So in Citrix, we are having three kind of database, like site database, monitoring database, and the logging database. India HO, this is our site name, okay? This is not the database name, but this is our site name. Database is site, monitoring, and logging. So whatever the site configurations are done, all those logs will be stored here in site database. Means how we have configured our site. What is the IP address of our servers, right? Whatever the site configuration we have done, all those logs will be stored here into the monitoring database. So what monitoring database will do? It will store all the logs which is related to the hardware utilization of the virtual machines, means CPU utilization, memory utilization, network utilization. If any machine is overutilizing the hardware due to some external process or whatever the process or application, right? So some alert will be triggered. You will get some email, you will get some notification like this machine is not like behaving properly or something is wrong in that machine, right? So these kind of logs will be stored having some slowness into the machine again and again, right? Although your virtual machine is running on 16 GB of RAM or maybe 24 GB of RAM, right? But
Hmm.
at particular interval of time, let's suppose at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., that machine is really very, very slow, right? So what you have to do, you have to log into, you have to pull out the records from the monitoring database, and you have to pull the reports for next or not next for last 7 weeks or 15 days, right? Not 7 weeks, 7 days or 15 days, right? Data like at what a particular time this machine is utilizing the hardware resources at peak level. Okay, so these kind of logs will be stored here, and this
Yeah.
is applicable for every virtual machine. Okay, now
Yeah.
coming to the logging database related to the logging means when users are logging in, when users are logging off. Okay, what your Citrix engineers are doing in your infra, how they are modifying your infra, what activities your engineers are performing, like what application they are publishing, how many virtual machines they are creating, whatever the activities are performed by your Citrix engineers. All those kind of
Hmm.
logs will be there. Means if you are having 10 engineers or 15 engineers in your infra to support a client, right? So some engineer may be in day shift or night shift or afternoon shift, right? So with the help of logging database, if something goes wrong, you can check the activities of your engineer, right? To roll back the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the three database, and now we have to map it, the SQL server. So as you can see, in our case, host slash SQL Express, that is a database instance name. Okay. But in production, you will have to replace the local host with the IP address or the host name of your SQL server. Getting my point?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have to ask your database engineers to create these, and then you have to click on next. Any doubt here? This is very, very important.
Yeah. This is fine. But if you are not using,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll have to use properly name resolution, the DNS thing also properly, right?
Yeah, DNS should be proper. You can use host name or either you can use IP address as well. Okay.
The FQDN and the followed by the SQL database. Is it
Express, yes. The instance name. Okay.
the instance name, whatever the instance, that
Yes.
instance name? So, so request that if it is required, okay. If it is
Mm-hmm.
already existing, we'll just copy and paste that here.
Yes, yes,
In
yes.
case of
Yeah.
upgrade,
In case of upgrade, you have nothing to do with the database.
it'll automatically take.
Yes, yes. It simply click on next. So what it will do, it will validate the database and it will create three database in SQL server machine, like in our delivery controller.
No, see,
Mhm.
it is going to create these databases newly, or we'll just add which is already created.
We have installed SQL Server as a fresh installation, na? So it is creating now.
Okay, okay. On
Uh,
this device, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this
correct, correct.
device. But then
Okay. If it is already there, then what we'll do?
you have nothing to do. It will automatically pick it up from the site configuration. Okay. We are just doing the site configuration. Now, what we have to do, we have to map the license server. Okay. So to map the license server, also we have configured license server on the local machine. and that is a port number for the license server, Citrix license server 27000, the IP server, sorry, license server or the IP address, and you will get separate license server for your
So correct me if
production.
I'm wrong.
Mhm.
When you say license server, this license server is for managing the with the VDIs that we are going to create. This license server will give the license to those
No, no, this
servers, right?
license server, uh, it is responsible to register the VDI with the Citrix. Why? Because we have taken, we are using the Citrix services. So if any of your machines are not registered with Citrix, so that machine, it will never launch for the end user. User will get some error like machine is unable to start the machine or something like that. Okay.
Okay, so this is for license server. Then how is the Windows license managed? Now there is operating system.
That is a separate cost.
How is that managed?
Should be there. You might know KMS. Uh,
KMS, yeah.
I am not getting the full form of that word. KMS, like it is some. It is a license server from Microsoft only to activate the Windows license. Okay. So, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, location is localhost. Port number is 27000. Now, by default, Citrix allow us to use the product for 30 days at free of cost. Okay. But if you already having any existing license, so you can select second option. You can click on allocate the license, and over here you have to enter the code, whatever the code you will get from the Citrix, okay, to increase your license count. And
Okay.
if you do not have license code, in that case you will get one LIC file that is known as license file from Citrix. Okay, so if you have a license file, just click on browse for the license file, and you will get some file in LIC extension bit.lic. You have to locate that file and you have to open it. Right now we do not have any license. I'm canceling it, and we are into the test lab, so we are good with the 30 days trial. Okay, and also you can add like a license later on as well after 30 days trial. Okay, so that is not an issue. Simply click on next. Perfect. Now, very important. Now we have to map the hypervisor to the delivery controller. Why? Because delivery controller is responsible to register the VDI basic takes whatever the virtual machine we will host on our hypervisor, right? So hypervisor we have to connect to a delivery controller. So right now what we are doing, we are connecting each and every component to a delivery controller, right? So
Mm.
now Citrix supports all the available hypervisors into the market. So if you can see here, connection type, so first one is Citrix hypervisor, of course. But if you do not have Citrix hypervisor, you can use VMware vSphere as virtual machine manager. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
So like we have three most popular player in virtualization. Citrix hypervisor supported. Microsoft Hyper-V is also there, and VMware vSphere client is also supported, right? If you do not have any hypervisor, you can select this for physical machines. And I'm not sure what is that wake up on LAN. Okay, just forget about it. So we are having Citrix hypervisor, so we'll go with this one. Now it is asking for the hypervisor address, so we have to give the hypervisor IP address here. So in my case, it is http colon double slash 192.168.10.101. So that is the IP of my hypervisor. Username is root for my hypervisor, and I have to enter the password of my hypervisor. into the connection name. So connection name, it should be identical. So this is our first hypervisor. So what we will do, we will put connection name like CTX for Citrix, HYP for hypervisor, and it's the first hypervisor. So name it 01. So in that way, if you are having 10 or 12, any doubt here?
Okay, got it.
Simply click on next. Now what it will do, it will validate the credentials. Okay, credentials are validated where we have to keep our virtual machine. So our virtual machine should be on hypervisor for sure, right? But in production, you will find storage like network storage like iSCSI or shared or SAN or NAS, right? So those kind of storage you will find address of your network storage. But in our case, we do not have that network storage for testing purpose, so we will go with that. No,
In
it
Azure
will always be file server only. Okay.
files are only. It can also be. We can also keep the files in Azure also, right? Azure file share.
Yes, you can do that. So in this case, we are using local storage. Click on next. Now we have got the
So can we
mhm.
and
Hello.
can you click back to the storage management?
Give me a minute. Mm-hmm.
So if I click on use shared hypervisor, then
Mm-hmm.
what will be the next thing? If you click next, it will ask any other details.
Unable to find any shared storage. Why?
Okay.
Why it is? Because this is our hypervisor, right? And in hypervisor, if I go to the local storage, right? So I am having one local storage here, right? This is a local storage, 428 GB, right? I am having ISO share as well, right? But I do not have any shared storage here.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to add the shared storage, so what you have to do, you have to add it first. Click on new storage. From here, you have to select iSCSI. Okay,
Oh, oh,
click on next. You can select any, whatever the requirement.
oh,
And here you have to give the IP address of your storage.
okay.
Okay, got it?
Okay.
So in production, you will always find some network storage. It should be already added. Okay.
Okay. They'll be added here.
Yes. First, you have to add it in your hypervisor. Na? Then only you can keep your virtual machines. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, click on next. So now we have two kind of storage selection here. Like OS, we always used to keep operating system on the shared storage, and temporary files we can keep on the local storage. Temporary files means the event logs or some cache, right? So those kind of little data we can keep it. Why? Because these are the temporary files, and after every we are having only one network, but in production you may find in our case we are having only one. So can type ctx hyphen nat hyphen 0. So it will match that. Okay. Click on about to decom, and this is a feature from the Microsoft. But after Citrix, we can create our own application server, and that's very easy to manage. Okay. But in some legacy companies who is running on older infra with Windows Server 2012 or 2008, right? Over there, you may find FB servers as well. Okay. But this is not for you right now, and you will never find this. Okay. If you find this anywhere in your this project, please let me know. Click on next. Now, here is summary what we have selected. The site name, database, three database, delivery controller is this, CTF. So now, this is a summary, right? Database and records, what you can see here. All these records will be stored inside this database, site database. Why? Because these are the site configurations. Getting my point?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Simply click on finish. Wrong medicines now. Okay. Hi, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So in production, we'll find this kind of console, similar as it is, okay, everywhere.
Mm, okay.
So this is your studio for India side, India HO. So machine catalogs are nothing. These are the collections of the all the virtual machines, right? So whatever the count of the virtual machines, you will get that list over here. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Uh, Ah, continue.
So basically, machine catalogs are the collection of the virtual machines. Okay.
Okay.
And what is delivery group? You can deliver the desktop and applications to the end users, and you can restrict the access of the virtual machines to a specific team or user. Means if you have one machine catalog team only, right? So
Mm,
with the help of delivery group, you can achieve that target. So when we will be creating the machine catalogs, na, I will guide you how to do that. Okay, with practicals. Right now, I'm just letting you know what is machine catalog. It is a collection of the virtual 100 or whatever the count of virtual machines are there. We'll get each and every virtual machine listed here. Okay, deliver use of that particular virtual machine to specific users. With the help of application, you can publish or you can create the applications for end users with the help of the application server. That we will do the practicals. Policies.
So you'll also teach me how to host an application and then publish it to the users?
I have to cover each and everything. I will go step by step only. Okay.
Okay.
So policies are quite similar to the Active Directory policies. With the help of that, you can restrict the end users to perform unauthorized uh, activity, right? So, but everywhere only Active Directory group policies are preferred, right? So this is a optional one. Okay, if you do not have any Active Directory policy, in that case only you have to deploy these policies. Okay, or as per the company standard. So I will show you in upcoming sessions how to configure any policies. Now this is very, so as I told you, logging, it is a database, and as you can
One
see,
minute. How this policy is different from group policies?
not different, but if you do not have group policies, in that case, look, group policies are only applicable like
Or the OS level, huh?
yeah, OS level. But if you have
Okay.
to deploy any policy to, for an example, like I'm accessing my VDI, right,
Ah,
with my personal device, right? So group
uh,
policies are deployed on your system. That is completely fine, right? But if I want to copy something from my VDI to my local desktop, right? If I have taken RDP, so I can do that, right?
okay, okay.
So
These are
these kind of,
configuration policies.
yeah,
Correct.
these are the local policies, okay?
Correct,
And that
correct,
is
correct.
applicable on Citrix workspace and VDI. Okay, it will not affect the domain group policies. Okay.
Mm, mm.
Now logging. So this is very important. Now I am the only engineer here who has performed or set up the site, right? So that is my admin, right? Whatever the operation I am performing here with start date and time and with status, right? All those logs will be stored here, like whatever our engineers are. Here you will find list of all of your Citrix administrator. Right now I am the only only one, but if you have got new joiner in, and after that you have to select the role for that engineer, select all object, and first we have to select that user. So for an example, selected test user. So let's pick text user 01. This is a new joiner and I want to make him Citrix administrator. Click OK. Click OK again. Click on next. Now I have to assign the role for that user. Means he's a training engineer or a help desk guy. In that case, I can give him read-only permission, so he will be able to see. To create machine catalogs only at L2 level, I can assign that role for you. And if he is a help desk guy, in that case, I can assign this role for him. And as a help desk guy, and he will be able to just see and kill end user session, and he will be able to restart the virtual machine. Okay. So these kind of roles you can define as per the candidate level. Click on next and finish it. So after that, it's here like Citrix admin and test user 01 in some time. You can see this is help desk guy and this is full administrator. Into the controller, here you will get list of all the delivery controllers. Right now we are having one only, but in production you will find two or more than two, at least two and more than two as well. Into the hosting part, you will get list of your hypervisor. Here also minimum two is required for high availability, and more than two you will get for sure. Into the licensing, you will get license details. Right now we are running at free of cost, so we have nothing here. Okay, As I told you, if you have to allocate a license, you can click on allocate license. You have to give some code and you can. We have created the delivery controller and we have configured the
Yeah.
and we have mapped the components like SQL server, license server, right? Including hypervisor as well. So that was our site, right? Forward on where I left, right? So
Yeah.
now our task is to create the machine catalog. So as I told you, machine catalogs are nothing. These are just the collection of all the virtual machines.
Okay.
So today, what we will do, we will create the machine catalogs, right? So
Mm.
to create the machine catalog, first we have to create one master image. So to create the master image, what I will do, I'm going to create new virtual machine here from this template.
Mm.
And while it is booting up, let's rename this for -wp -mst for master. And let's suppose we are creating this master image for the HR team. So let's make it HR. So why we are creating master image first before creating the virtual machine or machine catalogs? The reason here is that like in future, whenever you will get new requirement to create hundred of virtual machines, right? So you simply
Mhm.
copy the master image, whatever the software is required for HR team, all these softwares will be there in this, right? You can simply copy and you can create hundred of virtual machine within a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So this is a master image. So let me log in over there. So this is a one-time activity to create master image. And in a similar way, in every infra, you will find master images department wise. Okay. For HR team, for
Mm.
sales team, for IT team, for development team, or whatever the team, right?
Mm.
And for an example, if you have got requirement from HR team to modify or to add or to remove any application in the existing 1000 virtual machines, right? So what you will do, first product from master image, and from that master image, you can update all of the virtual machines without interrupting any end user sessions in the weekends. So we will perform that as like joining the machine to the domain by same name ctx-wp-mst and for HR. So naming convention may be different as per the organization. Okay, do not go with the naming convention. Okay. So that machine it will be into our domain so far. Okay, click OK, OK again, and restart this machine. Now thing is that CTF-WP-MST, right?
See, what happens in the
Mhm.
in the real-time environment? Will this will it auto join to the domain, or should we also do the same thing there also?
It will be auto join.
Correct.
And for the same, to achieve that target, we are configuring the master image. So from that master image, that master image, it is for Citrix administrator, not for the end users, okay? And when we will be creating the virtual machines for end users, these virtual machines, it will be auto join into the domain. It doesn't master image, it is for us, for Citrix administrators,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Correct.
And
Correct.
when, for an example, you have got some requirement from business, you have to create 100 virtual machines for HR team or
Okay.
whatever the team, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you will be creating new virtual machines from that master image, the all of the 100 virtual machines, those virtual machines will automatically join domain. You have nothing to do the manual stuff.
Correct. Okay.
And to achieve that target, we are doing that activity for one time only.
Mhm.
This is our master image. So what I will do for testing purpose, I will install few test application in this master image. Okay. In production, you will have to install Office 365, Microsoft Teams, maybe Notepad++ or whatever the tools the guys are using, right? In our case, we cannot afford to install the Exchange server. Why? It is very bulky, right? And we have to go with the hardware requirements, whatever we have. So where it is into the data, no, into the ISO. Okay, so let's pick up some basic and lighter applications. So let's copy Windows. Then that free version of Office. This is the open Office, okay? And take Google Chrome. 64-bit. Okay, so for an example, I'm configuring that master image as per the software requirement for HR team, okay? Software requirement may be different for different departments, right? You cannot publish
Yeah.
like SQL server for HR team, right? That is useless
Mhm.
for them.
Yeah.
So simply let install this, done, okay. Let's delete the installer. Now let's go with this one. Accept, next, install it.
What is this Kingston Office? It's
It is
a
it is same like
it's
it is a free
our
version of
office.
Microsoft Office. You can consider, okay. It is a open source application. You will find a spreadsheet, Word, PowerPoint, these kind of means if you do not have license to Microsoft Office, you can use it temporary. It will work.
Based on the department, is it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Because for every department, software requirement is different, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Outlook and Teams are common for everyone. Virtual machine for sure. Like Outlook, Teams, maybe your Zoom client, right? Or some common applications. But when it comes to the specific department, requirements are different. So I do not want to create any desktop shortcut. Close this. You can see this is a free version of Office. From here you can do whatever you want to do, right? So let me close this for now. And let me delete this as well. Now let's install Chrome as well. So done. Now to configure, now this is not the master image so far. Why? Because we simply join the machine into the domain and we have installed few applications. That's it. It's a common task, right? But right now,
Yeah.
this machine is not registered with Citrix, right? Or our delivery controller. So to do the same, we have to mount the same ISO media, that is Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop, here to this machine. And
Now,
mhm,
okay.
department. Look, this machine, this is just a host name, right? And this is for our identification, like this is for HR team. Delivery controller doesn't know, right? Which machine is for which department. That is for your identification only. Okay.
Okay.
And we have installed that ISO media. Simply install it. Yes.
No, no.
Mhm,
I'm getting confused here. See,
mhm.
we cloned the devices, okay, and then on top of it we installed the application. Till then I understood. After this, why are we mounting the uh,
That's
app
Citrix ISO
Citrix
media,
app
right?
like this?
I will show you. So we are configuring this. Click on start. Now from here you will get delivery controller. We have already done. Director,
Yeah,
license server, each and everything is done. But
correct,
now,
correct.
now we have to prepare the machines, virtual machines and images, right? So to
Yeah.
achieve that, we must have to install that virtual delivery agent.
Ah,
Okay.
okay, okay,
So then only it will work.
okay, okay, okay.
Simply, we are right now we are with Citrix Master Creation Machine Creation Services. So we will go with this one. Now go with the default options only. Do not touch any. Now here it is. That is very important. Why we are doing this? You can see this machine is a complete blank machine. We simply join this machine into a domain, right? And
Mm.
we have installed few applications, but this machine is not registered with any of our
Delivery
delivery
control.
controller, right? So here,
Yeah,
because if it is not communicating with the delivery controller now, so you cannot publish anything to end users with the help of Studio Console. Okay. So
yeah.
now we have to enter a delivery controller address here. So what name we have given? CTX -WP -DC dot
DC.
techmtech.com.
Oh,
You can see connection is fine. It is
okay.
getting green. Click
Yeah,
on it. Okay. In a similar way, if you are having more than two delivery controllers, so you have to add every delivery controller here in a same way. You have to put the IP or host name and you have to click on add. Okay. In our case, we are having only one. So that is fine. Click on next. Feature, if you want to use like Zoom or Microsoft Team for voice calling, you can check that box, but that will be totally useless if you are using calls inside VDI. Why? Because physical laptop is everywhere, right? So that is not required. And Windows Remote Assistant tool, it is for troubleshooting purpose. So I'm unchecking this as well, both. Okay, click on next.
But in the real time, I think we
Mhm.
will install real time.
This one,
Sorry, remote assistance, right?
yes, yes. I can check this, but that installation it will take time. Okay, let's check that. Okay, click on next. These are the port numbers which will be going to automatically open during the installation. And here is a summary. The installation directive prerequisite core component is the only one, and summary and the port numbers. Click on
Yeah.
install. That installation it will not take a while, more than 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay. So what are you doing is we are creating the image, is it?
Yes, we are creating the image. Started before the installation can continue. Okay. Now
So in uh,
after this you will get very good thing.
okay. So in our client, they have got 18 images.
Yes, so those images will be department wide.
They are created something like this only, right?
Yes, yes. And in
Okay.
every image
When
you will find that
uh,
VD agent,
okay. So now then when we're upgrading it, we have to go ahead and upgrade
the
the
master one.
right
Yes, yes.
VDA on all the image to the latest version.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, today in the call, what they said is they want me to give the sequence. Okay, see
Mm-hmm.
if we will start later,
Mm-hmm.
but Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
there is a client call
Mm-hmm.
where they would like me to
Mm-hmm.
just give them a brief, like how are you going to approach?
Mm-hmm.
Where will you start? What is the first step, second, third, fourth, and
Mm-hmm.
in a very high level, not detailed.
Mm-hmm.
In a very high level, they want. I think tomorrow we can discuss. Wednesday is the call. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I
So
think
whatever the
that will
information
be.
you can like take from them, just try to get the information as much as possible, okay? So that
Okay. So
you
we
can
can
share
discuss
with me
tomorrow, right?
and I can give you some better idea how to deploy.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's log into this machine.
Zoom पे चले मीटिंग रोकना ले कर लो बात अब ज्वाइन होते हैं वापस तुम चला जो कंटिन्यू का कुछ ऑन हो जाए
Who is
का
that? Who is that?
आवाज तो नहीं है
I think someone has joined.
Is it? I thought it is from my home.
Maybe I've shared. I'm not getting that meeting control. I've shared that link to multiple students, so maybe. How to get that floating? So what
It
was
is it
that
is
noise?
down below there. Somebody joined and
What I did, I have shared that link to two peoples. Okay, so might be she might be
ah
joined or what. Okay,
okay, yeah.
okay. So that installation. How to get that? Okay, okay. We are only two peoples here.
So by the time it happens,
Mm-hmm.
so what they want is
Mm-hmm.
I told you, like okay, where is it? Closed it. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I told you, like that they are on Netscaler,
Mm-hmm.
older version of Netscaler, and
Mm-hmm.
then they have got 700 license, sorry, 400 license, and then they have 350 concurrent sessions
Mm-hmm.
for the past 12 months. And this, okay, as far as this particular project is concerned, they want to upgrade the existing corporate VDI to the virtual desktop infrastructure to newly supported hardware, that is the VPX,
Mm-hmm.
and then latest Citrix version.
VPX
Two
is
things
not
should
a
happen.
hardware; it's a virtual appliance.
Yeah, virtual appliance. Currently, they're in the hardware, right? MPX
Yes.
5500.
Mm-hmm.
Netscaler MPX 5500. They are currently on, right? They want to upgrade that to the VPX.
Right. So to do the same, do not worry about that part, man. Why? Because I'm there. First, just try to understand the infra. Okay, what we are deploying. Okay, because you are having multiple things in your mind, right? And once you will be into the sequence, now, your each and every doubt it will be clear for sure. Buddy, can you hear me? If you are speaking, I
Okay.
think you are
There
mute.
is there is one more person already joined. Roshni has joined, I think.
Let it be. She is ideal. No tension.
Okay. So, what I was saying is, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but for day before, I mean, I just want to give very high level, uh, approach they
Buddy,
want
nothing is high
to
level. Business guys, what they will do, they
on.
yeah.
No, it's not about writing something, some boxes or a flow diagram showing that, okay, from where and where we are going. So
If you have got any presentation, any document, anything, please do share with me. Okay, I will.
what they have is this Citrix version. What they have is this, but now they want to know how you are going to
Mm-hmm.
upgrade the flow they wanted to understand. So because they can also handle the change management, they are
Okay.
thinking about, like, do they need a project manager for this, or can this happen directly?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason they wanted to know. So if they have multiple,
Mm-hmm.
they need a multiple change management process to be adopted here, then
Mm-hmm.
they'll bring a project manager who can coordinate between us, right? Between the client and between
Mm-hmm.
client and us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason they need very high level visibility as to how,
Okay. So
like,
what we will
first we
do?
are going
Okay.
to
Okay. Listen to me. What we will do? First, we will finish that deployment. What we are doing right now. Okay. That is on version 2103, right? And then
correct.
we will upgrade it to the latest available version. Okay. Available version. Okay. And then you can note down the
Correct.
key points how we are doing it.
Yeah.
Are you getting my point? And then you can
No,
suggest them.
no, which is correct. I mean, see, in the project environment, they are asking, like, how will you start? So I said I'll start the assessment first. Okay, I'll try and understand their infrastructure first. Okay, for that I said I would need at least 4 weeks time.
Okay, so I got
Correct.
your point. So what?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
after that I would need around 4 weeks for
Mm-hmm.
giving them the plan, or designing. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. After that, what they said is, okay, what will you do? What will you pick up first in the designing? After the design phase, we will probably give some document, and then they'll approve it, and then after that, we'll go on with the next step. So they're asking, okay, what is the next step? You just give me another couple of 3-4 steps so that we can say, okay, this is how we are going to do. Very high level, they said.
Okay. I
When
got
I
your
say,
point. I got your point. So what I will do, I will share one PPT to you, which is relevant to the migration, and in that particular
correct.
thing, each and every step is mentioned. Okay. So
Yeah.
you just
That
have to
helps. That helps.
modify. You just have to modify
Yeah,
that document as per your client. Okay. That
correct.
was the older. That installation is almost done now. Now today I am feeling little bit good actually. Yesterday I was
Okay.
unable to speak.
Yeah.
I was taking medicines since last couple of days, but that was not working. Yesterday night I had a rum. Now I'm fine.
A good medicine.
Yes, man. I was suffering from cold, and then I take a complete dose
It is.
from doctor. Then someone advised me do it, and that was a cold outside. So मैंने कर लिया, मैंने देखते हैं क्या होगा. Now I'm fine.
It is.
So I think in this call only 10 minutes remaining, but before that, okay. Oh, so your client is from India or outside India?
Told you, no, Australia.
Australia. Okay. So that installation is done. What we have done, we have installed that VDA agent inside this machine, and we have added the delivery controller address to this virtual machine. Simply click on next. It will ask to reboot the machine. We'll do it. So restart machine, finish. So it will automatically update the machine. Also, I'm having multiple students in queue from UK and Canada as well. Oh,
Okay.
it's very quite hard for me to manage that much
No,
time.
why don't you bring on
Mhm.
what- group
I'm trying to
instead
create
of
my
one-on-one?
group. No, I'm trying to. No, that is the only USP na with me. If I create a group na, that will never work. I will get some negative feedback as well. The reason is that na, when you are treating the people in 100 group or 200, right? With that count. So if
Maybe not 100, 200, maybe 5 people from India in a
Mhm,
group.
mhm,
Could be anybody.
mhm,
5 people from. I'm sorry, I know you know what to do better, but I'm just
mhm.
recommending.
No, then my students are the working professionals, right? So
Okay.
timing is the issue. Someone may be working in a night shift or maybe in day shift, right? So that is also an issue. And some students are from outside India, so for them time zone is the issue. So I have to attend them like somewhere around 3 a.m. in the morning or 4 a.m.
Oh.
So that is the thing. Yeah, but I'm working on my technical part. I am hiring some lecture I will continue. Like presentation I will do, but the editing part and the management part for them I am trying to hire, and we have installed the VDA agent.
Yeah.
So that's it. Right, shut down. Now you have nothing to do on your hypervisor. That is a one-time activity we have completed for HR team. Okay. Now let me show you the interesting part. Now you have got some requirement to create 100 virtual machines for HR team. So you have two options. Either you can create, copy it again and again, and in a same way you can create 100 machines, right? Or you can join 100 machine into the domain manually, and then you have to install all the required application in all of the 100 machines. So practically that is not possible, right? And
Yeah.
to achieve that, you need manpower, you need time, and human error will be there for sure, right? So we cannot go in that way. So to achieve that task, now within few clicks, mhm. Now within few clicks, what we can do from that studio console, I can create n number of virtual machines. Okay. So in this call, only 5 minutes remaining. So let's take a tea break. Then we will continue, or else we have to. It will automatically stop after 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm terminating the call, and we'll connect after 10 minutes. Okay. So now we have done with the master image. Okay. Now
Yeah.
we have to create the virtual machine as per the business requirement. Okay. So now this is the
So
only
in
console.
okay, sorry. To navigate into this Citrix Studio,
Mm-hmm.
what we'll do is in the Zen Center, we'll have this console
In the
tab, which
in
will
the
take
Gen
us.
Center, you will have one delivery controller virtual machine, and
Yeah.
you have to go there, power it. It will be power on. Just simply click on console tab.
Okay.
Take RDP as well from any
Oh,
computer
okay. Okay.
connected into the domain. Right? Like from this
Okay.
machine, I can take RDP like
Mhm.
CTX hyphen DC no WP hyphen DC. So in both way you can work. It's totally up to you. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
but I'm just working on it so that right.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So now our requirement is to create few machines for HR team or any other team, right? So
Mm.
to do the same, simply create on click machine catalog, create machine catalog. This is introduction. Click on next. Now it is asking which type of operating system do you have in your master image. So the master image we have configured with multi-session OS. That is server operating system, right? And single
Mm.
session, it will for Windows 7, Windows 10 or desktop VDI. Okay. Click on next. Now our machines are powered managed. Okay. Do you know what is powered managed machines and what are the not powered managed?
Oh, is it wake online or something like that?
Look, these are our virtual machines, right?
Correct.
And these are the powered managed. Why? Because I can remotely power them on or shutting your own laptop, right? So
Mm-hmm.
to power on your physical machine, you need someone to be there who can manually switch on the machine,
Mm-hmm.
right? So our machines are on hypervisor. Why? Because each and everything it is on the hypervisor. And
Okay.
the deployment we are using MCS machine creation services. Click on next. Now it is searching for the master image. So in production, you will get such kind of list, huge list. You are telling me now you are having 18 or 19 master images, right? So now
Yeah.
it is asking like from which master image you have to create the virtual machines. So I am having
Okay.
multiple, but recently what we have configured this one, right? For HR.
Correct.
So you have
Correct.
to select the
Yeah.
correct one, okay? As per the
Correct.
naming convention. So let's select this one. Click on next. Hardware configurations, right? So we will create two
Mm.
only, okay?
Okay.
And memory for every machine, we will allocate 2048, 2 GB for testing, okay? Like
Okay.
2 GB memory will be there for every machine. Hmm.
Mm.
Click on next. Now, Active Directory account for these machines, right? So we will
Mm.
use the existing one, sorry, new one. And here you just have to provide the path of OU. So I have already created one OU here, virtual machines. Okay, so I will select this one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
are you getting from where this path is coming?
Okay. 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 Yeah. 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 From the AD.
Yes, from the ID.
AD structure, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
this is very, very important. The naming convention or the naming scheme. Okay, so
Mm.
what we are doing, we are creating two machines. For an example, let's consider for the virtual machines. Why? Because these virtual machines automatically added to that AD account, right? So
Uh,
naming convention, it should be like that. Okay, let me check if there is any duplicate account already created. Okay, HR Dex 23123 already created.
no, we can add a WPHR
Right.
desk.
Okay. So let's name it like WP hyphen HR hyphen desk for desktop
Yeah.
and
0.
hyphen hash hash. So hash
Okay.
is the naming convention, means if you are creating 100 machines, okay, so the host name of
Okay,
first
okay.
machine will be HRTech 01, 02, 03 and so on till 100.
Mm,
Okay, it will automatically
okay.
pick it up. If you do not want to go with the numbers, you can change it from here A to Z. So first machine host name will be AB, AC, CC, CD, something like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, there will be no conflict. Okay.
Okay.
So click on next. So here is a summary. So now we must have to enter some machine catalog name for this virtual machines. Okay. So machine catalog, you can consider this as a group name we are giving to this. Okay. So let's name it HR desktop or for HR team, whatever you can give, but it should be identical. Okay. So click on finish. So now you will see right now it is copying the master image, as you can see.
Mm,
Which image it is copying? This one, right? Master image, and after some time on your hypervisor, like here in this list, you will automatically get
mm,
two virtual machines by name HR Dex, whatever we have given WP or something 101 and 02, right? So
mm.
now you are actually not working on hypervisor, you are working on this server. You have taken the RDP and you are doing your activities, right? But this is just a
Mm,
console. The machine will be creating on the hypervisor itself. Okay.
mm.
So let's wait for this. So in a same way, what you can do, you can create multiple machine catalogs for HR team, for sales team. Like those catalogs will be there in your client existing infra. Okay. You just first you have to understand your client infra, right? What kind of infra they actually have.
Mm.
In the meantime, whatever I am doing here now, please
Mm,
follow the things on the lab itself. You can see on your right hand side, it is preparing, right?
mm.
We are not copying anything. We are not mounting any ISO media, right? We are doing nothing. It is preparing HR desktop. So if I click here and if I click on console, so you will see something is booting up here, right? It will take a while. Let's go back here only. So this is how and why we create the master images to reduce the time and effort.
Okay. This Citrix Studio icon will be there on the delivery controller, right? On the desktop. If you minimize this.
And this is just a like this is just an console. You can install Studio on your Windows 10 laptop as well.
Okay.
And you just have to connect the delivery controller to the Studio. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is same like in SQL we are having SQL Management Studio, right? We can install
Mhm.
that on any computer and we can connect SQL Server over the IP or the host name, right? So it is just a console. So it is just copying the master image. And let's see if something is there. Okay, you can see right now it is configuring the machine catalog. Okay. Now it is creating the computer account. I think it is done. And you can see WP01 and 02 on your left hand side, right? Is it visible?
Yeah.
These two machines, right? So very, very simple. We have created from this console. Now, let me refresh it. You can see two computer account already added and joined into our domain, right?
Yeah.
So there was no manual stuff. Manual stuff we performed one time only on the master image, right? And then after there is no manual stuff. So we have created the master image, and in the meantime, I have done with today, and tomorrow we will create delivery group to publish these machines to our end users, right? And before creating, what we will do, we will configure storefront as well. Okay, here till then we have completed. That is 10-minute topics only. Okay, and that is the installation part, so it will take some time. Okay, and after that we are good to test our deployment. Then we will go to the upgrade plan. Okay, that was your requirement, right?
Hmm.
So in the meantime, what you can do, let me create one user account for you for lab access. What is your full name?
Arvind, Arvind.
Arvind.
Kiran. Oh,
It's 20th November, so let me extend it till 15 December for now.
10th of December तक ओके. उसके बाद मैं बाकी I'll get it from
ठीक है, उसके
month
बाद
of
हम
Jan.
इंक्रीज कर देंगे. ठीक है, अभी 10th कर देते हैं.
Yeah.
Now you are connected with your laptop or desktop, what?
Laptop.
Just share your screen, I will guide you.
Yeah. Just switch my.
Just share your screen.
Okay. I should take. Where's the stage? This.
Is it connect over the RDP?
Okay. I'm sharing. Got it?
Yeah, click on connect.
My hotspot.
It's Airtel one or BSNL one or what? Wait. Let me try to connect it from my cell phone. There might be some restriction in your network. Let me.
Should I use this to connect from my personal laptop, or this is office laptop?
No, in office laptop it will never work.
Is
Look,
it okay? Then this is my
look, I
office
have
laptop.
taken the remote from my cell phone, right, over the internet with the same IP. So it is working, but for you, what you can do in office laptop, some uh, security like protocols are there. Maybe something will be blocking, right? So you can
Yeah.
try it with your personal one. Okay, that's
Okay.
it for today. And username, credentials, and IP I already shared with. So just do it on your personal laptop, and we'll connect tomorrow for storefront configuration
Okay. Okay.
and to create the delivery groups. Okay.
Okay. And also you share me that slide you
Mm,
said
I will do it once I
tomorrow.
logged in for my office now. I
Tomorrow.
will do it. Okay.
Tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So in the last session, what we have done, we have created two machine catalogs from the master image, which we created here, right? Machines, what we have created inside machine catalog, like two virtual machines, WP HR-01 and 02. You can see we have created these two machines. Now, we simply need to publish these machines to our end users. So, to do the same, we can achieve that task with the help of delivery group. So, go to the delivery group, click on create delivery group, click on next. Now, from here, you have to select the machines which you need to publish to your end user. So I will pick one machine for now, and we have two available machine in this particular machine catalog HR1. And now I have to restrict the use of this particular machine to specific users. So I will restrict it from here, and I can add user and group both. So if you are having a specific group for HR team or any other team, you can add the entire group, or you can add to. I will select test user. I'm picking up test user 01 for now as per my Active Directory, right? So okay. Now this machine is only available to this user only. Click on next. Application. I do not want to add any application for now. Click on next. Desktop. Here the icon name, and that icon it should be visible to our end user. So icon name I can mention like HR desk. Description. If you want to enter something, you can do it like for HR team. And again, we have to restrict the access of this desktop to specific user. So I will pick up the same user or the group. So test user 01. Click OK
Why
again.
are we doing it two times?
This time we are doing it for the desktop. Okay. And earlier we have added that user into the entire delivery group.
Okay.
So now this user have access to this particular desktop which we are delivering to end user, right? But if I go back here, right, for this delivery group I can add multiple users, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that, for an example, if I pick 2 users for that delivery group, okay. So that means these 2 users have access to this delivery group, but only test user 01 have access to the desktop. Here you can see, right? Click on next. Now name it like HR team. Click on a finish. So now we are good. Like we have created the machine catalog, we have created the delivery group both, right? But now we have done with our data center deployment, right? But we need the landing page for our end user, the storefront server we have not created so far, right? So to test up the deployment, we have to configure storefront. So again, I want to keep my storefront server separate. So what I will do, I will quickly and now name it like CTX hyphen hyphen WP hyphen SF for storefront. Okay. Simply go to the console and we have to join this into our domain.
Yeah, meetings all day. Yeah, just say that is that reserved. Can't book a desk here. Oh, okay. So we can't book a desk, we can't sit here. Yeah. Yeah. So they can't be.
So from the beginning only, this storefront server name is not changed. No?
I just sat down, so I had.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's okay.
come again.
So storefront server name,
Mm-hmm.
storefront,
Mm-hmm.
it is still remaining, right? So like Netscaler, it is changed to it is now changed, right? Netscaler is now it is called VPX, right?
Yes. Storefront is
So now like
storefront,
that.
okay?
Okay. So now Zen server, sorry, Zen app, sorry, what is it? Zen app and then Zen desktop.
Mm-hmm.
These days they are called as virtual app and virtual desktop, right?
Right.
Okay.
Wherever you will find older Infana, GenApp server should be there. But for the new one, now it is known as virtual app and virtual desktop.
Very tough thing is what I heard, right?
Who told you?
No, I was just going through some of the documents in Citrix yesterday.
Man, I do not rely on the documents, okay? It is not that much complicated. Yeah, for newcomers it might be complicated, but not that much actually. We just need the backup files from the older one, and then we can restore that backup to the new one.
See, the latest version will upgrade it to latest version. For example, 22, some version of 22, Citrix 20, Citrix Cloud, is it?
No,
That will
cloud
have
is
the
a different
capability
thing.
for this.
Cloud is a different thing.
Okay, in my case, first I'll have to upgrade it to the latest version, and then if okay, because they have told hybrid,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll have to add the connector. Very curious. Yeah, seriously, I'm getting so scared. Okay, I
Why?
completely rely on you. What you
Why
say?
is that? Do not
Because
get
it is
scared.
designing now. See, that is the reason. Yesterday I was completely scared. You didn't pick,
My family, so I was
which is
unable
fine.
to
If
do
you
that.
say just say medical emergency, I will understand. But
Mhm.
until you speak to me yesterday evening,
I have seen your calls and I replied in the evening, right? On that time, there was something critical with my grandfather actually, so I was not.
okay, how is he now?
Yeah, he's actually running on drips right now, but yeah, things are stable. So,
Oh, okay, okay.
so again, like
Yesterday, if I would have, okay.
to configure the storefront now, we are having same ISO media. And what storefront will do? It will simply install the web server IIS role to create a web page. That's it.
Apps, virtual apps, and desktop. How is it different?
Look, virtual app, it is when you have to publish applications only, okay, without any desktop. In that case, you can do that. But you have to publish the entire VDI, the virtual desktop. So you have to go with this option. So in production now, you will find separate infra for application servers, okay. So delivery controller we have done. Only thing is remaining is the storefront, okay.
Once this storefront is added,
Mm-hmm.
do we need to connect that to the delivery controller like the way we did it for the rest of the core component?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm just guessing. Yesterday I would have started this, lab at least in your absence. I was not able to connect
I have
hypervisor
already
to this.
given you. Listen, I have already given you the credentials, right? You might have connected.
Yeah, see, if I open the Zen Center like this, I
Do that for you. So let me click on install first. It will simply install it. Okay.
okay.
That web server IIS role. Okay. Internet Information Services. Now let me do that for you. 10.101. Mm-hmm. What is the username? It's A Kiran, right?
Yeah, Kiran. KIRA.
What password I have given to you? Server.
Server at the rate 123.
Okay. So
I was stuck here. One 168.10.101. Okay.
Now it will never drop. Means whenever you close Gen Center na, or whenever you will open it, it will go to the same screen only until and
I,
unless you remove it manually. Okay.
so I can start connect from there and then start doing the
Mm,
lab.
yes. Wait. Something. Why it is not remembering the credentials? Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Why this is not remembering? Okay, now it will remember. Okay.
Okay, so now that we have already created CTX WP-DC,
Mm-hmm.
should I create in different name, or will you remove them? Will you delete them?
No, do not read them. That is our running lab. You can shut down these machines, okay? And you can do like CTX WP DC, just make it DC01
Zero one.
SF01, right? Something like that, okay? Like initial naming.
For remaining steps is completely there. I can follow.
Yes. So one Word file you will find over there, okay, on your desktop. Lab setup guide, okay?
Yeah, I saw. I
You
opened
can
that.
follow that. Okay, that installation it is taking a while. Let's wait for this. Okay, so installation is done. It will ask for reboot, so let's do it now. So what we have done, we are here now. legacy storefront role. Okay, no configuration done so far. So now when you click on start, you will find storefront here. Just launch that. Click yes. For the first time, it will take a while. So let's wait for that.
Sorry? Who wants tips? I think who wants to do it? Sorry, you're using English slang.
$67. $51, we have 2 entries. 52. Okay, for 67 we are having 3 entries.
Work from home, there may be other resources actually, calls, another IT support. Everyone are in now.
This host record. See this DNS thing
Mm-hmm.
added here, or did we do anything to add the DNS entry here?
No,
We
these
didn't
are
do anything.
automatically added here.
They're automatically coming.
Means when machines
Once
are
you
getting IP from DHCP scope, so when that IP leaves expire, so it will create like same record with 2 host name, right? So I'm just cleaning up the thing. Okay, so this is how storefront will open for first time. Okay, now we do not have any existing storefront server, so we will create new one. Now that will be your base URL, your server for end user. So do not change that. It will remain same.
We have provided in service distance.
Did I put in the success case today? I was meant to go to someone else. I was going to get a center of it. connection. I put in your full. Okay. So I've just got you across the EPA I would need to get him across the USB.
Okay.
It's easy way to construct a voice track to there. Sorry. When it comes, when CDP comes up, you consider that person's pretty game. You want one card, onto the CD1.
So now I will be working for?
Continuous.
Okay.
So you do it continuously. Safety having to get in back across these two accounts. To me, that's better. Whereas your audio better.
So we will be going this Monday? Neil and you or you and me?
You're off the hook.
Good. You have instructions until this storefront installation also, right?
Yes, yes.
Mesh, I'll follow the lab today entire until this storefront thing.
Okay. Okay. So.
And we can do the deployment tomorrow.
So this is how storefront looks like. This is the end user device, end user along with the laptop or desktop with a web browser, and user must have to enter the URL, and that is our storefront server what we are creating right now.
Just now you did the GPU, right? The GPU you did it for all the servers in your domain, is it?
Yes, no, what I'm trying to do actually, like in every virtual machine, that remote desktop are disabled by default in my template, right? So what I'm trying to do whenever I will create any new machine in future, so I'm just trying to allow RDP with the help of group policies. So I do not have to perform that manual stuff again and again. So the store name, let's make it like India -HO or whatever the name you want to give, you can do it. Now click on next. Now here we have to add the delivery controllers. Why? Because storefront it is just a web page, okay? And delivery
If you
controller
are connecting the controller.
only. So
Yeah.
I can name it like DC -01 and this server name is my delivery controller name, right? So what name we have create?
CTX-WP.
I don't know, maybe a bit I've worked with the lab IT team, so similar to LabChip, you probably know by now. So pretty much doing that same job from about a year and a
Okay,
half.
so
Then I moved
that
into more
name it
work
should be
applications.
correct, okay? Otherwise, user will hit the storefront, but user will not be able to. And the transport type we are having HTTP, we do not have any SSL certificate, okay? So we will go with the HTTP.
Yeah, and my understanding of the role is
Click on next.
similar.
You do not want any
IT
remote
team
access to be
which
enabled.
is more
Simply
strict,
click on next.
a bit more
Okay, very
process
important.
oriented,
The
and
authentication
yeah,
method.
more work for like
So
instrument running,
we are using Windows
less
Active
ad hoc
Directory
stuff, which
authentication
is pretty
method with
popular.
username and password. But in production, you may find that one as well. Second one, share with the that RSA token or any or a smart
Yeah.
card or some other. These are the extra paid services available. Okay, for extra layer of security. but we will go with the basic
But
one.
they would have multi-factor authentication. Any one of them would be enabled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then how will we access the device whenever there is? Okay, they'll go to the Citrix
Workspace.
storefront from their workspace. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Citrix
Work.
receiver or
Yeah,
Citrix
receiver.
workplace.
Yes. Now it is
They'll be
workspace.
published
Earlier it
over
was
the
receiver.
So from there they'll click videos, right?
Yes.
So then how the authentication works? This certificate thing, how it will be managed?
It will be
Certification
managed
or
through. It will be
UID?
managed through like Microsoft Authenticator and Google or any other like that RSA token secure ID. So multiple companies are there, and we
Yeah.
have to map one like for an example, if we are
Okay.
having a RSA token, right? So we have to create one RSA server in our infra, and we have to map that server to our storefront.
If it is RSA token, authentication
Yes.
type is RSA, then we should do that.
So storefront is creating
Yeah.
now. In the meantime, what we can do now, we are good to act as
Yeah.
an end user. Okay.
Yeah. No. I can
So
understand.
what our end user
Yeah.
will always do, our end user will open a web browser in their laptop or desktop. So let's
Yeah.
open Chrome here. Now, but we need to have that URL. So let's wait for that URL to be created.
No, that's good. Because I've worked with Lightshift before, and yeah, nothing but good things to say about Lightshift. So it's good.
So
I
these
use
are my
Lightshift because
older
I've worked with
URLs like that storefront, something
no
like that,
problem.
right?
So it's good that I'm
Right
going to
now
be
I
joining
have
the team that
deleted these
I
machines.
already
So
know, I already trust Lightshift, and yeah, he's a great
let's
guy.
wait
So
for this to get
yeah, and I
complete.
know Rakesh as well. I haven't worked with him, but I do know him. So it's good to know. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I'll complete the lab until this
Yeah.
installation of storefront and then generating this URL. Okay.
Anything for evening actually.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
See, I know.
in morning I'm
The thing
available for
is,
sure. Means okay. If you are available for next 10 to 15 minutes now, we will complete up that testing the deployment as well. It will
no,
not.
testing we will do tomorrow. Please, Mahesh. Testing we will do tomorrow because
Okay.
I want to be familiarized until this point, and then testing will start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our
Yeah.
URL
Yeah.
for
That's
end
fine.
user. Okay.
Yeah.
Email.
Okay, and below
Yeah, got you.
Which one?
No.
This will be
Xenof
a
service
Genf
URL.
server. It is a config URL. You have nothing to do with that part. That is for PNA agent, means for the mobile devices, means like the Android one, right? Or the devices. That is a store URL for your Windows, and this one for the Linux kind of
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Basically, this
no,
is a
cool. That's
config file. Like if you want your user to access your resources through mobile devices, so you have to
And on Monday,
configure
but
this
I haven't
file
heard anything.
into their devices along with the PNA agent.
Oh, they can access the devices from the mobile also.
So yesterday, what we have done, we have done with our deployment phase, right? And today we have to check the deployment.
Yesterday we installed the storefront server.
Yes,
That's
yes,
all right.
yes. So we have done till here. Now we have to test up the deployment, right? So so let's go to the storefront.
Once I log into this um, to the DC,
Mm-hmm.
internet.
Yes, it is same like this only,
And
no? Right?
huh, huh.
So internet is not actually required. I disabled the internet connection for every virtual machine.
Is it?
Okay. So the reason, so
And
internet
also,
is
I don't have, yeah, yeah, I don't have access to this ADA, Active Directory.
you are not allowed to do so.
Oh, okay.
The reason is that no, I do not want to destroy my domain controller. So Active
No,
Directory.
no, which is correct.
Mhm,
The thing is, what happened after rebooting, I mounted this ISO, Virtual
mhm,
Apps and Desktop 7.2 ISO.
mhm.
It was not loading.
This ISO.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
I'm not sure how you have mounted. We'll check that thing. But yeah, it is here only, na, on this PC. You can see.
It was not mounting. And one is it is not mounting, and
So
second it was not
whenever
in.
this kind of things happen, na, simply click on empty one and click again. You will see.
Oh, it will load.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes if you first this error, just click on empty. First empty it, then mount it again.
Huh. So first, what happened? I got that. I installed all the core components, everything.
Hmm.
But when I opened the studio, nothing was visible in the studio.
I need it
Okay.
sometimes. I need it.
So sometimes what happens, na, like we have installed multiple things on a single server, na. So sometimes it may take some time. So in the meantime, na, what you can check, you can open the task manager and just look for the CPU utilization. Like you can see right now it's 4 or 5%, but sometimes it reach up to the 90% or maybe even more than that. Okay. So
Hmm.
that is the reason for the slowness. Or you must have to check like how many virtual machines are parallelly powered on, right? If more than 5 or 6
No,
machines are
none of them were powered on. Only my DC was powered on.
okay, we'll check this. Okay, so now what we have done, this is our storefront URL. Okay, now I'm acting as an end user. So in this is my personal laptop. You can consider like I just have to type that URL http :/ctx -wp -sf /citrix then /india then ho URL. Right now, I'm not going into the hypervisor and other stuff. I'm just acting as an end user. Okay. And okay, so that workspace, it should be installed on every end user machine. So in my system, it is already installed. So I'm just launching it. Now, here it is. So now we have to enter the credentials. So I think tech mtech, that is the domain slash. We have published something to test one, right? And I'm not as that. Let me copy this first. Mhm. Okay, perfect. So now you can see for test user 01, we have published one desktop which was HR desk, right? So
Mhm.
once user double click on this icon, so that VDI is launched for this user with the help of Citrix desktop viewer. This is your Citrix workspace.
Okay.
I stuck on the white screen. Let's wait if machine is not responding or what. So that is your end user VDI. Okay. User can log in, user can like whatever the activities user has to perform, user can do their like routine task. Okay, so this is how end user access the resources, but that is a one-time task, right? That is my end user VDI, and whatever the applications we have given in this machine, you will find like we have installed that free version of Office, right? Along with the where is that WinRAR and the Chrome. Here it is. Okay. Now this is how end user launch their VDI, right? But some scenarios are there, like for an example, we have got one requirement, okay, application along with the desktop, okay. So to achieve that task, again we have to go to the studio console as a Citrix administrator. We have got some requirement like HR team needs some application only to be published, right?
Hmm.
Or whatever the application that is required for that particular team, we have to give them the solution. So simply launch the studio. If we have published something to him, I forgot the password for test02. Where is test02? Where is into the office users? Okay, let's try again. Perfect, there is nothing published to that user, okay? So you will see these kind of issues like whenever users are complaining like they are getting such kind of errors like there is no desktop available for you at this time. Why? Because nothing is published for that user. And generally these kind of issues or tickets you will get from kind of new joiners only, okay? Like recently who onboarded but they have got the URL credentials but they are unable to see anything. So let's take this user only, test user 02. Now go to the studio, it is still launching. Okay. Okay, so now machine catalogs we already created. Right? And now we have to go to into the delivery groups and now we have got one requirement for test user 02 or any specific team or any user. Okay. Now the requirement is to publish an application for that test user 02. So I'm going into the applications. It is taking a little bit. Okay. So now our requirement is to add application only for that user. So simply click on add application, click on next. From here, you will get a list of all the delivery groups, whatever you have created, right? So in our, we are having one only. So select this one. And in this delivery group, we are having one virtual machine. Click on next. Applications. So click on add. From start menu or manually, you can add applications from anywhere. So let's go with the start menu first. So what it will do, it will automatically pick up all the applications which are available in the machine, like this machine, what we have created for this HR delivery group. Now, for an example, you can pick any the default one itself, but let me select that writer or soft writer or any other you can pick. You can pick Chrome as well. So two applications, let's pick. Okay, click OK. So two applications will be there without any desktop. Okay, there is no need to publish desktop for that user. Click on next. So what is happening now? Two applications are added for that particular delivery group. Now, what happens if I refresh this? You can see one tab application and over top, right? So once user double click on this one, Kingsoft Writer or any application, it will open up with the workspace, and you can see it is opening. Okay. To sign in remotely, you need to write. Okay, there might be some this end user permissions. Okay. Perfect. So what is the issue here? The properties account member of. Okay. Okay. That user is not a member of student lab. Let's try one more time. So Active
Okay.
Directory user permission issues. The reason is that I'm continuously doing some R&Ds with the users now. So I might have removed permission for that user. So you can
So
see,
it will directly open the. Okay.
you can see only application is launched for that user, okay, without any desktop. Okay, user can do whatever he want to do. And this is just a demo application, but in real infra, we will publish some URLs like Amazon.com or any ERP website for HR team, right? Or for like finance team, we published some URLs which are related to the financing, like Tally or SAP, right? Those kind of applications we used to publish. So this user is now.
So if it is
Mhm.
if it is URL, how will you do it?
Simple.
In the same
No, no.
delivery group?
It will be a little bit tricky. So for an example, we have got one requirement to publish. For an example, Amazon.com. Okay. So click on duplicate application. So we have duplicated the Chrome. It is taking a bit.
एंड आज शाम को एक और कनेक्ट मैंने शिवा को रखने के लिए बोला है, वो शिवा का जो एसओडब्ल्यू है। आज सुबह मैंने मैट और इनसे प्रकाश से बात की है, तो शिवा को मीटिंग क्या उसके लिए भी पीटी करना पड़ेगा और लिंक को भेजना पड़ेगा। तो वो ये चीज है जब वो सत्या से भी कंफर्म करना वो मैंने उसको बोला था आपको
Okay, so I simply duplicated the Google Chrome, right? So you
आप
can
ये
see
प्रोसीजर उसके बाद
two Google Chrome are there now. So this is
Yeah.
the second one, underscore one, what we have created. Okay. So simply right click on it, go to the properties, and from here for end user, just rename it to Amazon, Amazon.com, or whatever the name you want to give. And for this icon, it is for Citrix administrators. Okay. So for Citrix administrator, that is Chrome for sure, right? And you can like uh, make it something like that, Chrome,
Chrome browser.
Chrome hyphen Amazon. Okay. So that your engineers will be able to identify that is URL, which is Amazon.com. Okay. Now into the delivery part. From here, you can change the logo. You can put Amazon logo or you can put your photo itself. Okay. So we do not have any Amazon logo right now. So I am selecting that black director logo. Okay. That is a logo for Citrix director. So I'm just picking it up and into the location, you can you have to locate the path of the application from whatever the location it is running. In our case, it is a default directory, right? But in some scenarios, there is a requirement like companies having their own applications, right? So some applications might be directly running from desktop or from any other directory, right? So you have to locate the path and into the command line, simply type https